Level 1. You find the file by accident, a mislabeled folder, a receipt for cash, not for office supplies. Your heart skips. You tell yourself you misread it. You open another file, a ledger, names, codes. Your name is there, just an initial, a line, a date. You slide back into your chair. The hum of the fluorescent light feels loud. Your hands are steady, but your breath isn't. You remember the smiles at the morning meeting, the offhand joke about taking care of things. A photograph falls from the folder. Your boss, laughing, arm around someone on a pier at night. There's a tattoo. You freeze. A camera blinks from the ceiling. A tiny red eye. You close the folder. You replace the photograph. You walk back to your desk. You act casual. You answer an email. You almost believe you've returned to normal, but the ledger waits in the back of your mind. You go home. Sleep is thin. You wake with the taste of metal in your mouth. You listen for footsteps in the hall. There are none. You make coffee and watch the street. You feel seen. For the first time, your commute is a scene in a movie where something is about to go wrong. Silence builds. You step back through the door to the office like a man walking into the jaws of a beast. Level 2. Now you know. The word cracks open a new world. You replay every meeting, every joke, every offhand instruction. The ledger becomes a map. Every account is a location. Offshore shell companies, a warehouse rented in someone else's name, contracts with ink that smells of money and danger. You notice the way people avoid your boss's eyes, how the receptionist smiles too wide, how the driver parks a certain distance away. You start to see the business as a smoke screen. You watch footage from a company event, a brief clip on your boss's phone. A man exchanges a briefcase under a table. You watch it 10 times. Your image on the ledger is clearer. A line of code that could be mistaken for bookkeeping. But you know better. There are shipments, night transfers, accounts flagged by red markers. You think of the people who could be hurt, suppliers who don't get paid and vanish, employees who get paid extra and live in fear. You think of your family, you imagine them in the crosshairs. A quiet voice in the hallway. We are careful. It sends a chill down your spine. It is your boss. He smiles. He puts a hand on your shoulder. You do not flinch. Not yet. Level 3. The decision point is a small, bright moment. Do you walk into the light? Do you dig a deeper hole? You can go to the police. You can collect evidence. You can walk away and pretend you never saw a thing. You check for cameras again. You move the ledger. A soft scraping noise. Someone in the stairwell coughs. Close. Your phone vibrates with a text. Everything okay? From your boss. A small punctuation that feels like a threat. You take a breath. You make a plan. You photograph pages quietly. You encrypt the images. You send a copy to a safe email to a journalist you once met at a charity event. You mark key names. You note dates and transactions. You buy a burner phone. You make a list of trusted people. The list is short. You meet a former accountant at a diner. They slide you a flash drive in a napkin. It's heavier than it should be. You sip coffee that tastes like aluminum. You do not sleep. Every sound is suspicion. A truck idles outside the building for 10 minutes longer than needed. Your palms get sweaty. You rehearse what you will say. You practice the truth. You imagine the consequences. Your boss hears about whispers, not specifics. He calls you into his office. His voice is smooth. He tells you the company is built on loyalty. You nod. You do not tell him what you found. Not yet. Level 4. They notice when you move. A stranger drops a bouquet at your desk. A car followed you home and turned away at the last light. You find a note under your windshield wiper. Nice work. It is not a compliment. Your apartment key rattles in the lock one night too many. You wake to a light in the kitchen. You sit very still. Adrenaline becomes a physical ache. You see the world in threats. You choose a new route every day. You start carrying a blade in your pocket. Not to use, you tell yourself, to feel safe. But safety is a fiction here. You confront a courier who asks too many questions. He runs. You hear on a social feed that an associate disappeared. Your stomach drops. You think of the ledger. You wonder if your name will be the next to fade into a column. You call your sister. You tell her to be careful. She laughs, then stops. You realize you are not protecting her. You are exposing her. Your world narrows to 3 people: the boss, the ledger, and the prosecutor, if it gets that far. You learn there is an internal security team. They start asking you polite questions about your nights. You lie. You tell them you were at the gym. You practice grief for the life you once lived. You sleep with one eye open. Level 5. You are an amateur spy with a corporate badge. You assemble evidence like a carpenter builds a table: documents, photos, transaction trails. You get access to a locked email chain. You trace a wire transfer to a front company. You plant a false invoice to see who moves it. The response is immediate. A man you have never seen sends a curt email. He uses code words. You feel the net close. You make a choice to ambush the system. You meet the journalist in a parking garage at midnight. They are all nerves and cigarette smoke. You slide the flash drive over. Your hands shake. The journalist lifts the drive, looks at you, then looks over their shoulder. You tell them everything. No redactions. They nod, too quickly. You walk away with nothing but a flashlight and a plan. There is a raid. There are sirens. It is not the police. It is the company's men moving to protect assets. You are ready. You record a live stream with the key evidence. You broadcast names, times, accounts. The internet awakens. Now the predator is seen. Level 6. The fallout is a storm. Subpoenas. Threats escalate. Your boss calls you from a blocked number. He says your name like a curse. He offers you money. He offers you exile. You refuse both. You want the truth. There is a hearing. A camera lights the courtroom like midday sun. You sit in the gallery. Faces blur. Your words tremble when you testify. You deliver facts like bullets. You do not speak about fear. You speak about ledger entries and signatures. The boss sits with a jaw like stone. His empire looks smaller under bright lights. But power does not disappear in a day. There are deals behind closed doors. Your testimony cracks a foundation. Some people go to jail. Others shift names on documents and walk away. You watch reputations burn. People avoid your eyes. You are safe for a moment, and then you're not. Level 7. There is no neat ending. You thought exposing the truth would be liberation. Instead, it is an invitation. New people notice you. Those who profit from chaos sniff opportunity. You leave your job. You change your number. You move cities. You learn to sleep again. But sometimes you wake to the sound of a truck's engine and your heart races. You start writing everything down. A notebook becomes a talisman. You teach yourself to live with the echo. You teach yourself to be brave in small things. You volunteer at a legal clinic. You help people tangled in systems like the one you exposed. Sometimes a former colleague knocks on your door. They whisper a new story for you to watch. You refuse. You have learned the cost of truth. You know its reach. You know what it asks of you. Level 8 years pass. The boss is reduced to a footnote in investigative articles. Not everything was cleaned. Not all the money was found. Not all the doors were closed. You live with the residue. But you also have a quiet pride. You look at the ledger sometimes, stored in a legal safe. You trace a line with a finger and think of the beginning. You imagine the moment you found the folder. You imagine how small it felt then. You see how every choice stretched into the next. You learn that courage is not a thunderbolt. It's a collection of small choices. Choosing to look, choosing to speak, choosing to act. If you ever find yourself standing in front of a folder that shouldn't be there, you will remember this. You will choose. The light in your kitchen now is soft. You make coffee without fear. You answer your phone without flinching. You know scars can be compass points. You keep walking. Outside, life goes on. Inside, you hold a ledger like a map that once led to danger and now points to a different path. The camera pulls back. You walk away from the building one last time. There is no applause, just the steady tap of your shoes. End.